Hey everybody, Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you from the Will Team and Studio deep in the bowels of the Winners and Whiners Sports and Entertainment Complex to bring you today's Deep 3. As always, don't forget to give us a like. Man, you guys did a great job yesterday. Over 100 thumbs up. Let's see if we can beat it. Let's see if we can beat that number today. And, of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, it's never too late. Go ahead and mash that subscribe button. Hit the little bell, and that way you get notified every time a brand new video goes up. And visit our websites as well, winnersandwhiners.com, statsalt.com. It is an invaluable resource this time of year, and especially next week as all those tournament teams start qualifying. And you may not know a lot about them, but you know who does? The guys over at Winners and Whiners and StatSalt. So make sure you get over there and check that out as well. And finally, talk about our new addition to the Winners and Whiners and StatSalt family, Mr. Scott Reichel, very, very good handicapper, young guy, still a college student, getting ready to graduate there from the University of Wisconsin, and he's doing a very good job for us over there. Check it out. Just put in Scott Selections or check out the StatSalt page or the site as well. And while you're over there, don't forget to subscribe to Scott and the StatSalt, and don't forget to give him the likes, show him the love that you guys show me. Show one Scott, show all Scott. And by the way, he is 6-3 right now on his picks so far. So that's not too shabby there, sir, Mr. Reichel. Very well done. And lastly, you didn't think I'd forget. Don't forget to tell us what you're playing today. Tell us if you're tailing me. Tell us if you're fading me. And most importantly, tell us what you've come up with to share with the group that are going to be could make some people some money today. So appreciate that. We're looking forward to seeing all those in the comment section. And if you get them right, not only do you get the pleasure of winning a little bit of money, but you also get a shout out at the end of our picks every time. So we're going to do that here in just a little while. But first, let's get to a quick recap of yesterday's action here on the free pick. On the free picks, we did go 1 and 2 on the deep 3. We had the UCF first half under. That came in. We had Wisconsin. Just couldn't hold on against Nebraska to cover the number. They win, but they did not cover. And then in the nightcap, we had Colorado. We ended up being plus 2.5. Didn't matter. Even though they were up 6 points at halftime, they could not hold the lead there in the second half against the Washington Huskies. And Colorado ends up falling by 5. Kind of the way my day went. And on the premium side, we went 1 and 3. Started off just dreadful as we had VCU, and their little point guard gets hurt with 8 minutes to go in the first half. We were trying to cover 7.5. We're already up by 8, just absolutely cruising. And everything changed when he went out. The big thing is not only he's probably the best player in the conference, but he's the number one defender. And they play a full court press. They pressure the ball all the time, and you can't do that without a great point guard. And when he went down, it was all but over for us. So we didn't cover the VCU game. We did have a UCF full game play on the under 147.5. We had Virginia under somewhere in the neighborhood. I capped it at 125.5. Hell, it got pounded by sharps all day long. I loved this pick, especially when I saw everybody jumping on it. It was all the way down to 121.5 by game time. And they ended up shooting a few too many free throws there at the end as Virginia tried in vain to catch up. They could not do it, and the total ended up going to 128. Yippee. And finally, we had Buffalo, a late addition that they ended up just not showing up at all. Buffalo played they ended up getting it done. They were tied. They were even tied late. They were behind most of the second half, but they ended up finally wearing down Central Michigan to clip them by 4 points, but nowhere near the spread that we needed them to cover. So 1 and 3 we go, 1 and 2 we go, but most importantly, on we go. So let's take a look at the first game here, shall we? Taking a look at the UMBC Retrievers taking on the Vermont Catamounts. UMBC is a 9.5-point underdog, and I'm taking a pretty serious look at them right here. Good news for Vermont. They get to play this game on their home floor, where they went 9-1 in conference play. Well, what could possibly be the bad news? Well, the one game they lost, you guessed it, it was a 15-point defeat to these very same Retrievers. Catamounts are a better team, but UMBC has been down this road before, a lot like last year. So I think that 9.5 is just a little bit too strong of a number. Wouldn't be surprised to see Vermont get this one. They're a better free throw shooting team. They probably come through at the end if it's close, but I don't think they get to the 9.5. I like UMBC right here with those points. Moving on to the Big Ten semifinals is the Wisconsin Badgers take on the Michigan State Spartans. Sparty is minus 4.5. I'm digging them. I got to tell you, both these teams have been playing pretty dang well lately. Michigan State's covered 8 of 9, or excuse me, won 8 of 9, and the Badgers have won 6 of their last 7. However, the Mean Green has been a lot better against the spread, where they've covered 6 of those 9 games, while the Badgers have just covered twice in their last 6 contests. Michigan State getting healthy. They've got Ward's back. Cassius Winston is still doing his thing. He may not be quite 100%. He hurt his toe in the last regular season game, but he was limited to 22 minutes against Ohio State, but I think he gets a better look. Plus, they had some guys really step up and take care of business. I think that they're able to contain the Wisconsin inside game, get a little pressure on them. They need to keep them from shooting the three-pointer, because that is an area that they struggle, and Wisconsin does have some good sharpshooters. But if they can get out there on the perimeter and take care of business, I think Michigan State easily covers this number. By the way, for those of you that are new, or just for you guys that want to know, there is I did another video for Ben the Pen, and Ben is absolutely fading me on this pick. He likes the Badgers plus the 4.5. So yeah, full disclosure, Ben and I are different on this pick. I'm taking the favorites to take care of business. And finally, speaking of the favorites taking care of business, I'm looking at Memphis and Houston. Houston 7.5-point favorite. This was a tough one for me because Memphis has been playing very well. They're playing at home, got a lot of energy, but I think in the end, the better team takes care of business here. The question is, can a hot team playing at home take care of the 11th ranked Cougars? Yeah, maybe for a half, maybe even 25 minutes. But in the end, like I said, the better team just wears them down, because that's what Houston does. And just like they've done 21 times this year when they've covered the number. They've played just once this season, these two teams have. That resulted in a 13-point Cougar victory way back in January, so you can't really put a lot of faith in that. I just think the better team playing takes care of business right here. And give me the Hoogers. Give me the Cougars minus 7.5. Michigan State minus 4.5. And the UMBC Retrievers going to retrieve a victory for us, catching 9 in a hook. And at the end of the day, you guys can join me as we all head back to the window. All right, everybody, let's take a look at the shout-outs here, shall we? All right. Buster H. He had Florida State today. He had the Minnesota money line and the Iowa State first half and full game against the spread. Very nice. Hammer and Hank had Georgia Southern, Florida State over 124, and the Trail Blazers. Eric T. had him a 6-game money line parlay. Well, there's only one reason this is printed. He must have hit it. He had Michigan State, Wisconsin, Davidson, Buffalo, Kentucky, and Auburn. Nicely done there, brother. That paid a little bit. Borno, he had Nebraska, and he had the New Scots, Texas Southern minus 8.5. Like I said, that was the one that he hit. He had Rhode Island, Florida State, the Bucks, and yeah, he's a happy day. Yeah, he said he gave the new kid a chance, and he came through for him. So very good. Super Cisco had the UCF Memphis under 147.5. Well done, sir. Had the Blazers, the Bulls plus 8.5. C-Dub, he had in the Sacker, he had Emin minus 2.5. Over 2.5. My bad. Inverness over 2.5. And Coleraine to win. And of course, Coleraine, being Coleraine, they did what Coleraine does, and they won. Marshall Mathers, welcome back, brother. He had Ohio State plus 15, the Lakers plus 15, the Suns plus 16, the Kings plus 12.5, Duke plus 1, FSU plus 13, and Xavier plus 11. Nicely done. That's some victories right there, my friend. Oh, we're not done yet. He also had Fresno State +8. Of course, that was a teaser. He also had the Oregon money line and the Calgary money line. I also took a late night play on the Oregon game, as I like to have sometimes just a little sprinkle of action as I'm doing the capping. And that was a good game. Ended up Oregon had a big lead, had a lead at halftime, and ended up pissing that away, and then got back. I think they were down 7 points with probably less than 4 minutes left, and they got it done. They went to overtime, and took care of business in the extra session. So nice job, Oregon, and nice job, Marshall Mathers. The astute Aardvark, he had Texas Southern as well. Talon New Scott, well done. Little Taco had Ohio State +11, and he also had Houston. Pip Pip, he had Old Dominion and Prairie View A&M. Digging deep, well done, love it. Thomas M., he had the Houston Cougs and Seton Hall. Mark said, great call on Rhode Island. He said, I caught him the first half, -4.5, so well done there. Peach Waller had Texas State, Georgia Southern. Cody L. had Wisconsin -2, and he tailed the deep 3. So that sounds like 2 and 2 there, brother. The Legion of Picks, he had Houston, he had the Bucks. Mikey B. had the UAB under 129. Well done, sir. Phil, he said, let's mix things up with an esports pick. Nice job, Phil. We've broken our esports cherry. He took the Fanatic. There's no A, just Fanatic to win. And of course, they won. I don't even know what game they were playing. It was Minesweeper or Solitaire. I don't even know all the games. So good job to the Fanatic and good job to Phil. Todd M., he had Rhode Island over 130 and the St. Bonaventures. Chris F. had UC Irvine and Seton Hall. Time Traveler Steve says he's going all in on San Diego State. All in? Well, you rake that pot, buddy. You just took that sucker down to San Diego State. They took care of that outright. Played a nice game. Remember from before, San Diego State owns Nevada. They have their number, man, in the conference tournament and on their home floor. Pappy Longwood, 69. I don't believe we've heard from Pappy before, because I think I would have remembered that name. He had the Bucks, and Eric T. also had UCF Memphis under 68.5 for the first half. Nicely done there. And Danny D., he had those Kentucky Wildcats. Go Big Blue. All right, nice job, guys. That was a fun day. I wish we'd done a little better, caught a few breaks, made a few better picks, but you know how that works. That's what tomorrow is for. So we're after it again. Good luck to everybody, and I'll look forward to hearing from you guys in the comment section. Have a great day, good luck, and I will see you tomorrow.